everyone, it's Samantha and welcome to another video in my new series all about my planner. So today I just want to walk you through how I've set up my Plum Paper Planner. I showed this in depth in a video over on my Crafty channel. Link down there. I'll link you up to it so you can see how the Plum Paper Planner system works, how awesome and customizable it is. This is the family planner. I'll show you how I've got it set up here. I've got the calendar here for 2014. I've been marking off days that I don't spend money on crafty items. I am going to be doing a no spend challenge for 2015, so I'm just kind of getting started a little bit on that. And I've got some post-it notes here. I wanted my planner to be as flat as possible, so I just stuck a few post-its on a couple of different places that I wasn't even using. So this is December right here, and that's where we are. There's a dog here, of course. We've got dogs. Then here's December where we are. And so first I've got this page called Index. I'm doing kind of an amended style bullet journal. Bullet journaling, it kind of reminds me of the brain dump system, but I'm going to only be adding things to this planner that I tend to refer back to. So things like planner video ideas, ideas for future videos, you know, things like that. So I have them written here, and then I have where they are. So if I want to add another video idea, I'll go to, I decided to use this grayed out sheet as the first page. And then of course I got to cover this up, but my December notes is the second page. So I just labeled those with numbers, and that's kind of how I'm using the bullet journaling system. I will talk more about that once I kind of perfect my system. We'll see how it develops as time goes by. Here is my month at a glance calendar, and what I'm using this for is an editorial calendar. I just like to see all of the month on a calendar, and then I can look at what videos I have, what spots I still need to fill. The pink is my videos for this channel, my family channel, and then the blue is videos and blog posts for my crafty channel and my crafty blog, thescrapmaster.com. So I've just checked those off as they get scheduled and uploaded. Now this is where I'm a little bit repetitive because I like to double check and make sure my videos go up, but sometimes I don't look at this list and I want to be able to check something else off. That's where my week comes into play. I have these two sections on my family planner called Vanilla Mom and Scrap Master. I just copy the same things over from the week here, and then I check them off as they go live, as they're published. That day I know to make sure that those videos go up. I don't forget about checking them. I've been really bad about that lately, and sometimes my videos don't go up on time just because I totally forget to double check and I accidentally don't schedule them, or you know, I don't hit publish, or for some reason they just end up not going up. So I definitely need this repetitive action here where I check the videos every morning and make sure they're up. So I'm just going to walk you through like how I'm using each of these little boxes. I'm going to zoom in. Like I said, I got the family planner, and so it has these 7 sections that you customize. You get to pick your own labels for those, and they get printed with your labels. So I'll just start up here at the top. I've got this section called Gratitude, and so far I'm just listing 3 things that I'm thankful for that day. Simple things that I'm thankful for. It just promotes positivity in my life. So I really, really like that. I'm going to continue with this system. Once the baby's here, I also plan on putting maybe her milestones up here. I'll have to start writing a little bit smaller. As you can see, my 3 things have ended up barely fitting and filling up the whole section every day. I might put her milestones down here in this section called Family if I don't end up having room. This next section is my must-do list. So these are just like my most important tasks of the day. I just really want to zero in on the things up here and try to get them accomplished for the day. And certain days I didn't get them accomplished, so I tried a couple of different symbols out here, and it ended up, I figured out what's going to work for me and what's not. So the first one I did was this squiggly line with an arrow pointing towards the next day, and that means I'm just going to migrate that task over. It's something I didn't get done, and so it looked like it would work here, but then this next day I didn't end up going to the bank. I didn't have room to do that little squiggly at the end here, and so I did it over the checkbox, and that just looks like nothing. It just looks like a big blob of stuff, and so that didn't work. That's a bullet journal symbol, by the way. What I decided to do was I was just going to black out the checkbox. I did end up having to use it a couple of times for Thursday and Friday. I had a really busy day both of these days and just didn't get to everything. So I put those there, and that means I just move them over. So that just kind of shows you, you know, the progress of things. So this week, my other priority was just filming extra videos and trying to, you know, stockpile extra videos. So these tasks really didn't get precedence over anything else. So I will work on, you know, only putting my absolute top tasks here and working on those in the future. This family section is any kind of appointments or plans that Johnny or I have, or anything that involves the dogs. And then I put these stickers in here. They're just paw prints. And I put a checkbox next to them because my dog Emma has liver problems and has to be on medication. So this is just to remind me to give her her medicine. One thing I noticed, I went ahead and stuck the rest of the sticker pad down. It is making my planner bulky. You can see, I don't know if you can tell in the video, but like this dips in between the paw prints, and then this part's like raised up. So I think I'm gonna have to not do the stickers and maybe like just draw in a paw print or put in, you know, a letter like E for Emma or something like that, because the stickers long term are not going to work. They're going to bulk up my planner. Once my little girl is here, I will put all her, you know, appointments and things like that in here. And if there's room, her milestones might go in here as well. I already talked about these two, but they're for my YouTube channels and my blog. And then this, it kind of goes along with these two. It's editing tasks. So far I'm just using these sections to make sure that I've got my videos up. I might start putting more stuff in here, but so far I've had plenty of room for editing. I just put any kind of tasks I need to do. These all are involved in these two things. So with videos, there's all sorts of repetitive tasks that are involved in making videos. Like first you have to film the video, then you have to import it to your computer, then you have to edit it, then you have to export it out of your editing program, then you have to upload it, you have to get it scheduled, like all these different tasks. I don't write any of that repetitive stuff down because I would just, you know, fill it up with tons of stuff. So what I do is I just refer back to this monthly calendar. So it would be really repetitive and, you know, totally goes against streamlining and planning if I were to, you know, on my week schedule to be like, okay, I gotta film this video today, upload this video, edit this video. I would just have a list a mile long of super repetitive type of actions, and that's just silly in my mind. That just creates busy work. I'm trying to streamline things, so I have been using an editorial calendar for probably a good 6 months to a year. I just love this month on 2 pages because it just lines everything up. So I'm actually filming this on a Friday, this Friday here, and what I would do if I'm sitting down to do editing or filming, I would look and see what's my next video that's got a box that's unchecked. So this groceries video, we haven't been to the grocery store yet. It wouldn't be time for me to do my pregnancy update. So the next one would be this planner video. So I felt like filming something, I'm filming this video. And I can just clearly glance here. This is just like my ultra streamlined version, and it just makes it super simple and super uncomplicated, and I love this system. So I use this for my blogging and I use this for my YouTube channels. So I really like that system. So anyway, going back to how the Plum Paper Planner is working for me, I have an ollie clip here, and this is how I mark my page that I'm on. So when I'm opening my planner, I can just feel that little thing up at the top. I can just feel it and pull the page this way. Once I'm done with this week and it's, you know, the Monday, I will attach this page with the ollie clip. You can do a couple of pages thick on here. Then I can easily flip back between whatever week we're on and the editorial calendar, because the editorial calendar is right there. So that really helps. And that's how I do my editing. This last section is for my meal plan, and I'm going to zoom back in a little bit. And here I've been using stickers as well, and I probably will, you know, start just checkboxing this or something, because they will end up adding bulk just like these stickers will over time. So I'm probably going to stay away from doing a lot of stickers just because I don't want my planner to be super duper bulky. But what I've been doing is I've been sticking a heart down on the meals that we've already eaten. So I do not usually just, you know, strictly stick to, okay, Monday, this is what we're having no matter what. Tuesday, this is what we're having no matter what. I look at whatever meals I have throughout the week, and like I said, it's Friday. I didn't make the Thursday meal, but I jumped over to this Saturday meal tonight. And then we ate out to eat actually on the Thursday. So I'm not really keeping track of what we had which days. I'm just making sure that we use up all of the supplies. We go on our, one night for date night. And then I have these 2 meals left that I know I can choose from for the Saturday and Sunday nights. So I'll have shrimp pasta one of those nights, tortilla soup the other night. And then I completed my meal plan. I don't know, that's just my way. Sometimes I'm just not in the mood for a certain thing that night. I like to jump around a bit, and I just know these are the meals that I have all the supplies for that I can cook. So that really talks about how I use my week. Now in my last planner video, I showed you guys my time blocking and my Power 30 routine, and I want to kind of give you an update on how that's been working for me. I spend a lot of time editing or filming. I spend time doing chores and that kind of thing. So instead of just rewriting this every single day, I went ahead and made like a rough outline. I have these sections just labeled film, edit, or editing. That's when I'll go back to these editing to-do list things or look at my month at a glance calendar and see what videos I have coming up next. And the Migrate and Power 30 I talked about in my last video. I have done that almost every day, except Thursday I went to the car dealership pretty early, so I didn't end up doing my tasks that day. I went ahead and did them on Friday morning. I have this like master list that I can use. I thought about maybe putting it in this weekly checklist section and just writing it out. I'm trying to use that certain time block for the week. I think it's gonna end up being, I'll just tweak it here and there, but overall, it's the same kind of routine. I've got the same kind of tasks. I have this area for the must-do list. Sometimes those are going to take longer. Sometimes I'm going to be running errands, so I don't always stick to this time block. The time block thing worked for me every day but Thursday and Friday because I had some bigger plans that took up most of my day on those days. So I didn't actually stick to the time block Thursday, Friday, but any of the days where I'm home and I don't have any errands to run, then I'm definitely going to be sticking to the time block. Felt like I was really, really productive the first part of the week, especially getting a lot of stuff done that I've been meaning to get done. So it definitely is helping me stay on track. If I don't kind of have some sort of outline for the day, I just don't get as much accomplished. Whereas here I'll be like, okay, I have until 11:30 to film and edit. I want to get X, Y, and Z done, and I can get it done in that hour. It just makes me feel super motivated. Anyway, I can always just like clip it here for now. Like I said, I didn't use this weekly checklist section, and I also did not use the notes section, so I'm still undecided what I'm going to do with both of these sections. Going back to this month on 2 pages sheet, it's got this section for birthdays and this section for events. I keep my birthdays in my iPhone, so I don't want to write them down in my planner every year. I thought I'd keep track of my stats here. So I've got 2 channels. There were 6 lines. It's perfect for that. So I can just use this as a stats box for that month. And then this I was using as a crafty spending tracker. Like I said, I like to buy crafty stuff. I spend a lot of money on crafty stuff. And so I went ahead and made a page for that. I showed that in my last video, link down there. So I've been using that instead. I noticed this box is a little bit small and I didn't have a lot of room to write any details or anything. You can write your events in this section, but I always put my events straight into my planner. So they just go straight into this family section as soon as they come up. And if they're something that's timed and important, like a midwife appointment or some sort of doctor's appointment, I go ahead and put them in my phone too, so I get a reminder. I don't need a section for events like that. Also, I want to touch really quickly on like my planning philosophy of some sort. I really try to keep it as simple as possible. I don't like repetitive stuff. Like I said with my videos, I'm doing the same tasks per video. I don't need to spell it out and write, all those different tasks per video. It's enough to just write the video down. The only thing I do repeat is I write it here from that month on 2 pages page. But everything else, as soon as an appointment comes up, I stick it straight in my planner. And, if it were to change, I would just white it out. Or I'd use an erasable pen or a pencil if it's something I think that is going to change. But I go ahead and put things in as they come up. So usually, like Monday, I will look at what I want to get done that week, fill out some of my must-do list things, and then I just kind of work on it as I go. Like if it's Tuesday and I think there's something else I need to do the next day, I'll just put it in that must-do list, and that's where my brain dump process comes in handy a lot. So all in all, this system has worked great for me this week. I'm absolutely in love with my Plum Paper Planner. My husband thinks that I'm crazy how much I love this thing. He just thinks it's the weirdest thing ever because he doesn't even use a planner. He just does not understand our planner love. And I absolutely love it so far. I think it's going to be the absolute best system for me. Generally speaking, I do not take this places with me. I leave it at home, but I was going to the car dealership. It's going to be someplace I'm going to have to wait a while, and I wanted to work on my meal plan for next week, and I also wanted to work on my editorial calendar, so I did take it with me, and it made my planner pouch come in handy. I just slipped it in here, stuck it in my purse. I had to stop and pick up some vitamins for my dog, so I had my little shopping list. I stuffed it right here, and then in my pouch part I had some of my other favorite pens, my friction pens. These are just the friction retractable pens in the 0.7. I've showed these in my favorite pens video. These are the 3 colors I've been using. Anything that's not permanent, I like to write in with these, and I just like to move things around on my editorial calendar, so it's great to have something that's erasable. I also have my good old pen. I just clip this one right here, put my planner in here, stick these pins in here, and I was ready to go. It was super duper easy, and it kept my planner safe on my travels. I hope you guys enjoyed this look into my planner and my process of planning, and I hope that gave you guys some ideas for using your planner. I plan on having another video for you guys next Thursday, and that is it. So be sure to subscribe to this channel so you know when I update, and I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.